It is 251st day of Ukrainian struggle. Mediacentru of Ukraine is working. I'm Vasil Samokhvalov, and we're about to begin our next briefing. Our guest here is Mykola Lukashuk, Chair of the Dnipropetrovsk Oblast Council, Deputy Chair of the Dnipropetrovsk Oblast Defense Council. Mr. Mykola, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you too. So, Mr. Mykola, so the day it's been another day since the last yesterday's shelling of infrastructural objects. Dnipropetrovsk region is still under the huge bombardments of the enemy. What is the situation in the region, and what did you manage to fix and re-establish during this day? Well, let me start with yesterday. Yesterday we had Dnipro and Dnipro critical and infrastructural objects under shelling, and in Kryvyi Rih and Pavlograd also enemy hit the objects. Yesterday we had a blackout in the region. As at today, we do not have this extreme blacking out, but there are news and that this blackout will take place. When it comes to the night, there was the alert half of the night that has to do with the attack of enemy drones. Due to our military servicemen, three Shahed were hit. Nikopol and Marganets counties were under the fire. When it comes to these communities, the 40,000 of people remained without water. As at today, the question with power is solved, and I think that by the end of this day, all Marganets community will have water in the houses. When it comes to Nikopol, there was a huge challenge from the side of Energodar with heavy artillery. Approximately 15 buildings were hit, a bank was hit, and a drugstore was hit. Luckily, we did not have any wounds. So when it comes to the citizens of these communities, how is there a need for evacuation of the people in order to ensure of going these people through the winter in warmth and with light? Well, before our online conversation, I talked to Nikopol leader, Nikopol, and with some of the communities, we are on the constant communication. And from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, this is the period when we understand the whole situation in the whole region. In such a way, I asked him a question: Is there a need for that? Well, every day we conduct informational work regarding until the Zaporizhia region will not be liberated from the side of Energodar, an enemy has this capability to engage with heavy artillery pieces. Because, for example, in some places the distance through the water reservoir is up to 4 kilometers. This basically means that any heavy weapon systems is capable of shelling and engaging the territory to the north of Energodar. A huge amount of people, approximately 80% of them, have already left this territory. Only those who do not want to leave this territory remained. Okay, point taken. So also Dnipropetrovsk region is the industrial region of Ukraine, an industrial heart of Ukraine, and this blackout that is taking place, how good these industrial factories are managing to continue their work, and what is done in order to enable them to continue their work. Well, a lot of enterprises, especially with those technological cycles where there is no possibility to switch off the power, they provide their request to the administration, and then these requests go to power station systems called DTEC to make sure that they have 24/7 provision of power. And these are exactly those industrial enterprises that ensure that industrial potential. When when we're talking about two of our regions that suffered from Russians and Russian attacks, this is Nikopol, and there is approximately 22 huge and industrial enterprises, and almost every day an enemy is engaging them, and obviously obviously, and they are still working. And out of a full day work of 8 hours, they are working 4 hours. When it comes to Kryvyi Rih county, this is those region where in different way, I would say 45% of the whole accommodation sector were ruined, and those industrial enterprises that are there, they are rebuilding their work slowly but surely. In other parts of our region, the enterprises are working and paying their taxes, but under the conditions of the absence of power, obviously that these technological procedures and circles were stopped. And this is a threat not only to us, but to the economy of the country all in all. And what does an administration do in order to preserve this energetical power safety? And what are the challenges the region is facing when it comes to purchasing of this kind of transformators? Well, I can tell you about the challenges we are facing and about the measures and uh, and we decided to, in our HQ not to provide any any news about the decisions we took regarding the preserving of current status quo because enemy is monitoring our online broadcasts, and we definitely know this when, for example, they are producing their fake news after after an information appears from the oblast administration. So this kind of hate of speech is working from their side 100%. The problem is that when energetic power objects are engaged and when they are hit, for example, as yesterday, there is only one problem. For example, those spare parts, there is oil, transformators, and other parts, and we have to understand that in such a way the production chain was built in such a way that back at some point, but back in the time, a lot of these things were purchased from Russia. That is why, as at right now, these spare parts, we still have reserves of them. But if this kind of mass shelling will continue for some time, this will be a problem. All right, we understood. We had here was Mykola Lukashuk, chair of Dnipropetrovsk Oblast Council, deputy chair of the Dnipropetrovsk Oblast Defense Council, who told us about the situation in the region. Thank you so much for this conversation, and thank you, journalists, too. Have a peaceful day to you too, and we will continue our work to